Yes, they're onto the track now, lining up, and they're off and racing for the Martin Pike Conditional Jockeys Handicap hurdle over 2.5 miles. The first of 10 flights comes up them reasonably quickly. Serrando touches down with a narrow advantage from Balthazar King, red jacket, Lord Generous. And at the back of the field, we've got a couple of fallers there. It looks as though Cesar has come down, and Sure Thing is the other one that's come down, the first two. I'm not sure if they came down independently or not. Cesar and at the back of the field, Sure Thing. Peter Toole up on his feet okay, which is good news, and so too is Alan Corley. They're heading down the hill. Serrando taken on now on the inside by Quentin Collange, with in third place Lord Generous and Balthazar King, Paws and Claws, and Peveril next. Followed then in the JP McManus colours by Born Again, who's been trapped there by Saticon. A Larkwing's orange jacket on the inside. Also just behind this group is Always Bold in the middle of the field. Dansimar on the inside is next. At this stage, Ashkazar is in the rear third of the field there, as Quentin Collange rather clattered that flight. Held up at this stage, Samarian with Love of Tara towards the back of the field. Meath All-Star is weighted with, so too Balzaccio on Borrow Wings, and Mahonia brings up the rear as the runners now head between flights numbers 3 and 4. So it's a pretty fair gallop then as they cut across this part of the track, which brings them onto the normal part of the course here, and they're headed by Quentin Collange and Serrando on the near side, Lord Generous in the blue and white Diabolo. Just tracking them on the inside is Peveril with Balthazar King. Paws and Claws, his black jacket is right up there too with Saticon. Dansimar, Larkwing and Born Again. Also there as well is Always Bold with Clover Island, Samarian in the middle of the field with Fairyland as they get ready over that next flight of hurdles. Fairyland followed on the inside by Earth Magic, together with the green colours. They head up the hill of Radium, who's restrained at the back of the field, Radium, with Ashkazar and Balzaccio. Also on Borrow Wings towards the rear with Mahonia and Meath All-Star, patiently ridden by Keith Donohoe in the dark blue and yellow chevron. The field would only be separated by about 8 to 10 lengths then as they head off down the hill towards the next 3 flights, 5, 6 and 7. Lord Generous it is then from Quentin Collange. Tucked in behind them on the near side is Peveril. Serrando still up in the firing line too. Wider out then is Paws and Claws, followed by Always Bold, who's been amongst the leaders. They took that, and we lost when their Balthazar King has gone, and quite badly hampered. Another faller there was Fairyland has gone. Larkwing got quite badly hampered in that melee as well, as the runners continue towards the middle flight over on the far side, where Serrando wasn't all that fluent at it. On the near side then, the inside of the track, Quentin Collange. On the outside is Lord Generous. Between horses is Serrando as they get ready for flight number 7. On the outside is Paws and Claws running a big race. On the inside, Peveril together with Born Again. Ashkazar's creeping closer all the time. The sheepskin nose-banded runner in the David Johnson colours. Followed on the outside then by Pushed Along, Always Bold under pressure now, that one. Then comes Clover Island on the inside of him. Losing a bit of ground now is on Borrow Wings, who still hasn't been put into the race yet by Brian O'Connell, as the runners make their way to the top of the hill and swing left-handed over the third last then. And as they reach the top of the hill here, it's Quentin Collange, the leader, from Lord Generous and Serrando with Paws and Claws. Peveril is there on the inside of Born Again, who's now shaken up. Saticon is making an effort to get on terms. Radium, green jacket, makes good progress. So too does Ashkazar now, as the runners begin to head down the hill. A long run before they get to the second last here in the Martin Pipe. And it's Quentin Collange driven along. On the outside is Lord Generous. Serrando seizes the opportunity to make his challenge up the inside then as they come on down the hill. Paws and Claws on the move on the wide outside. So too is Ashkazar. A lot of chances. Also coming into it is Born Again. They're racing on down towards the second last then. A long way still to go just yet. Paws and Claws on the outside from Lord Generous. Serrando on the inside. Then comes Ashkazar. Also Born Again with a bit of a chance. They're making their way towards the home straight. A long run before they get to the final flight here. And it's Paws and Claws, Lord Generous, Serrando with Ashkazar, and then Radium, who's staying on pretty promisingly for Harry Skelton in the green jacket, as the runners make their way. They're long way up inside the final quarter mile to the final flight here, and it's Paws and Claws making the best of his way home, being chased now by Radium, and then Clover Island's yellow cap goes into third place, followed by Lord Generous, Ashkazar, and then Peveril. Serrando the one pace. The final flight coming up now for Paws and Claws. He jumped it well, jumped it by too late. Radiant, not all that fluent, sticks to the task though as they race up the hill, but it's paws and claws here under Johnny Farrelly, driven out towards the line, who's going to come home a year on from his good run in the Coral Cup. He wins the Martin Pike by about 3 lengths. Second is Radium. Third home then was Clover Island, followed by Peveril in 4th place, and Lord Generous was next.
And so it is Emma Lavelle who has got her 2nd Cheltenham Festival victory following Crackaway Jack 2 years ago. 14-1 paws and claws wins on ground that was probably soft enough for him. But he had good Cheltenham form. He was taken wide throughout by his very accomplished rider, Johnny Farrelly. And this talented son of Sadler's Hall has won.